How do you see the CIO role evolving nowadays?
I think the greatest difference is more along the lines of orchestration. There was always some component of orchestration before, but now it's orchestration of your vendors, of your business partners, of the people that are in the tech environment. We are required to know so much about the business, so much about the technology, so much about the art of the possible, right? There's always that fine line of risk, right? How far are we willing to challenge this new technology, and roll the dice to see if this is going to be good for the business. I see that orchestration. We need to know so much more about the people who can play those roles, those different roles, whether it's hardware or cloud or AI or model training or development of the user environment, understanding how to train and get adoption. All of that is an orchestration. I think there was some of that before, but not nearly like it is now. And again, that ability to command the orchestration is what drives the influence, the education, getting the C-suite on board. I think that's an even more important role that we play as CXO executives.
I love that analogy of orchestration, because then it's like the CIO's almost the conductor, right?
Absolutely.
The violins are the security team.
Yeah.
The trumpets are another team.
Right.
Like all that, and then it's just conducting it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And of course, we never get away from the cost, right? And I think that's one thing that a lot of people who are driving their careers into tech don't realize. You are still expected to know all of the costs in your environment and to drive those costs down no matter what. And that's something that I think comes as a shock to most people that we teach in our CXO prep classes. Yeah.
You can't just have a tech hat. You need a finance hat, a
business hat.
Yeah.
And a legal hat now as well.
Legal, yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, Kris, from your perspective as a CTO, can you kind of talk a little bit about the evolution and the future of the CTO role?
Yeah, I want to, all of what Trude said, the orchestration piece, you lead versus do.
Yes,
which is
absolutely.
a big part of it. And therefore, CXOs need to be much more leaders. For years, they were the smartest person there.
Absolutely.
And they could go into the depth and say, oh, have you looked over here? Doesn't mean they didn't have a team to do it, but they were often the most knowledgeable about that piece. And they can't be anymore. They need to be aware and be able to trust people, but they've had to come up and say, what's happening out there? What's my radar look like? And therefore, what should I watch out for? Okay. The old joke used to be your CEO was on an airplane reading American Airlines magazine, and here was an article, and he came back and said, what about? No, now you're telling the CEO, have you thought about this to change your business model? So I think of that.
To stay ahead.
Yes. I think the second piece is, it's really also about inspiration. I think the C-suite can't just be the orchestrator, they have to inspire. Because you need to have this team now who wants to try new things, because they've gotten their comfort zone. And the comfort zone is no longer sustainable. So if you don't give them a chance to, I want to try something, and inspire them to try, fails a bit okay, and understand the bounds. Because like payroll, no, can't fail. New things, try a bit. And that balance is hard. Because it's not all one or the other. If you just go all this way, you're going to fall. They're going to say, my email wasn't working last night. Okay, you're fired. But you can't go this way, or why are you here? Where are you driving? So you've got to find that balance.
And that inspiration, absolutely. We don't do anymore. Our teams are what's doing. And the concept of team is very different from what it used to be. Again, because we've got specialist players from everywhere. So making them feel like a team, making them feel co-committed to the goal, making them, capturing the best ideas and the best communication from them, fostering the communication within the team. That's tricky. That's trickier now than it used to be.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that culture, which is part of what that all is about, is what makes teams succeed or not.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and to me, that's become a key part of the C-suite, is to develop and nurture that culture of openness, sharing, transparency, just like we're training our AI models
Right.
to be open and transparent. The people in the team have to be the same.